And I will say this today. It was easier to come out as a gay man than it was to come out as a gay conservative.
That's fucked up.
I made a video. I started off June burning a pride flag. And I knew I was going to get a lot of hate for it. But the same people who were upset about me burning the pride flag are the same people who will burn the American flag. I genuinely, growing up, I never knew what a transgender was. Honestly, it was probably not until Obama and Biden started pushing all that narrative on people. And it's just crazy. You have an ID for everything else, just not voting.
Right.
That city's a shithole. You know, since I've lived in the Bay Area, I've actually only seen San Francisco clean once. It's when Gavin Newsom cleaned up San Francisco for the president of China.
That's right.
It was funny. And
he did it like that.
He did. And the interesting thing is,
Jake Ryan, welcome to, first of all, the first episode here in Florida.
Woo!
So thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me.
I don't really know too much about you.
Yeah.
So outside of you fucking chatting it up with my fiance out there, I mean,
love her.
Thank you. How did you get, go through the arbitrary bullshit. Why did you start becoming an influencer? Content creator.
There we go. I don't like the word influencer.
Neither do I. Why don't you like the name?
So funny thing is, I used to be like one of the original influencers. Okay. I was actually very well known in the rave world, which started in like 2013. I started going to festivals. I had crazy outfits. People loved my outlook on life, and I'm just a very open person, you know? And I mean, I've been raving since like 2006, but Instagram started popping off, and I was like, you know what? People like seeing what I'm doing, so let's do this, you know?
Okay.
And on Instagram at the time, I think I peaked at like 110K. And that was pretty big for like the early, like the late 2000s.
Yep.
And then basically 2020 came around. I went to a festival called Cross, which is in San Diego. It's a house and techno festival.
Okay.
And one of my favorite DJs, Carl Cox, was headlining, and I travel to see Carl everywhere.
Nice.
And that was the weekend COVID hit. So I was getting attacked left and right. Oh my God, you're going to spread COVID. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And at that point, you know, people were just like, whatever, you know, like California's closed. It's a little vacation, right? That turned into almost 2 years of being closed. And during,
was Gavin Newsom evening?
Yeah.
Fucker. So let's go through the arbitrary and obvious question. What was your immediate thoughts on COVID?
I thought it was bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people get the flu every single year. You're not closing the world for them. So why would you close it for something you know nothing about? You know, like I remember going to like the grocery store, people were wearing like 5 or 6 masks, and I'm just like, okay, this is a little obsessive.
Did you guys have the arrows on the floor?
Yeah, we had it all. While Gavin Newsom was literally throwing parties in Napa. You know,
he's a motherfucker.
He's horrible, and people love him in California. And
why, brother? Fuck, I do not understand it.
I actually had this conversation with someone the other day about this. It's his looks.
He looks like he should be selling fucking cars.
He literally looks like the Joker, but a lot of people are like, oh, he's a very good looking man, you know? But to me, he looks like the Joker, or like a demon has taken over his body.
He's got that slick look, like he's trying to finger bang your cat when you're fucking talking. I do not like him.
You're 100% right.
I do not like him.
Yeah, unfortunately in California, you have people who are diehard liberals, or there's conservatives, and they just don't know what to do because they live in California. You know?
I love California. It's beautiful. Fucking love the ocean there. But I go down there periodically for business. Aaron, where did we go? What was that pier? Santa Monica?
No. Was it Venice?
Venice Beach.
The homeless there.
Holy fuck, dude.
The encampments and...
So we're walking down the fucking street, and I'm seeing syringes on the floor.
Yeah.
I see like this ratchet crackhead blowing some guy in the alley. And then we walk past this halfway house, and there's guys just hanging over the gate. I'm like, okay, we're going to get into a scrap here.
Yeah.
But the ocean is so fucking beautiful.
Agreed.
Do you find people pretentious in California?
I feel like people who are born and raised in California are very chill. When people move to California and they're new, they think they're better than everyone because they're like, oh, I'm a California citizen. But it's like, it's funny going from like California to like even like Tennessee or Florida, which people are very chill. People are not like that in California. they all kind of like a stick up their ass. You know, they think they're better than everyone because they're living in a state where, sorry to break your heart, the only benefit is literally the ocean and our forests. Like besides that, you're going to run into homeless people everywhere. You're going to run into needles, dog poop. I mean, there's literally an app in San Francisco that tracks human feces on the street. You can literally take a photo of it and it'll show where it was.
That's fucked up.
And people are okay with it.
And your taxes are brutal, eh?
It's horrible.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard your state taxes are just fucking next level.
That's why I think it's wild. Like LA actually had a chance to change something up, you know, with Spencer Pratt. And they want to stick with the corruption. They want to stick with the bullshit with Karen Bass and the ramen lady.
Do you think that those counts for Spencer Pratt were fucked up?
Absolutely.
Me too.
I mean, how can there be 200,000 extra mail-in ballots and none of them went to him? Not even one.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually filmed a video on that day and I wish I was wearing my Meta glasses because when I went to go vote, because I live in the Bay Area, so I obviously couldn't vote for Spencer Pratt, but I voted for the governor of California.
Okay.
And I wish I was wearing my Meta glasses because I was like, oh, here's my ID. And they're like, oh, we don't need that. And I was like, and at that point, I didn't realize like how insane that was that they're not asking for our IDs because anyone can walk in, oh, I'm voting for this. I'm that person. And it's just crazy. You have an ID for everything else, just not voting.
Right. But then if you start to, you know, talk about how voter ID should be mandatory,
it's bullshit.
You're fucking either a racist or a homophobe.
You're everything.
They come up with all these arbitrary names for you when you should be able to identify yourself as to who you're voting for. It's dude, I can't honestly, you know, we were talking earlier about how I should be able to talk to a Democrat or a liberal. I can't get to that level, man. I can't.
I've been there. I mean, I have friends on both sides and I've lost friends.
See, but I don't.
Oh, so all yours are conservative.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Like, I don't know how I would relate. I mean, if you were, let's just say you were a staunch fucking Democrat,
for sure,
I would be interested in your thoughts.
Yeah.
But if you cannot back up your beliefs with facts as opposed to emotion, there's going to be a point where I'm going to think you're fucking retarded.
For sure.
So therein lies the problem. I mean, would I entertain talking to a Democrat? Sure, but not some emotional bitch that's going to come in here and say, Trump is the Antichrist and all this. Like, why do you think that? You know, he's a felon, 34 counts. That was one count that was done 34 times. He's a pedophile. That was never true.
Yeah.
I mean, don't come to me with bullshit. If you can come with me to facts and you could change my mind, fucking disco. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But don't be an emotional bitch about it.
And it's funny. I was literally just talking to your fiance about that. You know, like Josh, I think, what's his last name?
Cedar.
Hokit, the UFC fighter from last night. He said,
yes,
Obama's a man. Liberals are freaking out about that.
Going batshit.
But you people are the same people who will call us bigots, racist, homophobic, transphobic, all these names, pedophiles, yet you can't back any of that up. But when we say something, oh, that's bullshit, that's horrible. I thought you're for freedom of speech. Is it only when you do it though?
Right. Yes.
And it's this double standard that comes from the liberals is delusional.
That again is what bothers me.
Like the
same rules should apply to you as they do to me.
I made a video. I started off June burning a pride flag. And I knew I was going to get a lot of hate for it. And that I wanted to see what people said about me. I mean, I got a lot of praise. I got a lot of hate. But the same people who were upset about me burning the pride flag are the same people who will burn the American flag. And, you know, they say, oh, that's freedom of speech. But I can't burn the pride flag.
Right.
And it's funny because a lot of the creators that came at me are gay creators and black women, black men. And it's interesting because that new pride flag that's out there, they added people of color to it.
Yes.
And I called out in the video, I was like, why are you including people of color to a pride flag? You're making their skin color that has nothing to do with someone who they're sleeping with. And I was getting attacked for that. And I'm like, I'm standing up for you fucking people. It's insane.
Yeah. And it makes no sense to me.
Agreed.
But why did you burn the pride flag?
Honestly, I used to go to Pride all the time. And I would say that my last Pride was probably 2017, just because.
I think that's what Ann said too.
Yeah. But I started seeing things one, where Pride is in San Francisco, it's a little bit different than the rest of the nation.
How so?
Because people can walk around naked.
Oh, yeah, sure. Even in fucking Toronto, dude.
Yeah, they can walk around naked. You could be literally having sex with someone in the street. and nothing happens. And, you know, I've been to some crazy parties over the years, you know, I've been to these like gay sex parties. I've done all that kind of shit. And it's just, I'm not that type of person anymore. Like I respect myself more. And, you know, like, honestly, I used to post on Instagram pictures of me at like Folsom Street Fair, if you know what that is.
No, I don't.
Folsom Street Fair is a kink festival in San Francisco.
Okay.
And you'll see people getting like fisted all in the streets. All of this is going on in the streets and it's legal.
Yeah. My perspective is, brother, if you're happy doing whatever you want to do, man, cool. I wish you the best.
Just don't push it in people's faces.
That's my problem. It's just like this whole transgender bullshit reading to kids.
Oh, it's horrible.
You motherfuckers want to read? Go read to the elderly.
It's
why
wild.
do you only want to read to kids?
I do not. It's funny that you say that, because to me, I've always been scared of drag queens. I think they're clowns, and that's one of my biggest fears, the clown. So to me, I'm just like, as a child, why would you want to see a grown man dressed up as a woman reading you a fucking book? You have parents that can read you a book.
Yeah, it seems a little odd to me. But again, like, you know, Jackson and I had a friend who was gay, and we went to his party, and he had he was a cross-dresser. He wasn't transgender. And he just says, listen, dude, I'm an accountant during the day.
She was literally telling me that. And that's cool.
Cool, brother. If you're happy, fucking more power to you, man. But I just do not think that we should be, I don't like the word grooming, but steering children.
No, it's grooming. It's 100% grooming.
Right. But even as a heterosexual, I shouldn't be pointing them in that direction too. You go and grow the way you want to.
Agreed.
You don't need me fucking steering you, brother. But listen, you're gay, you're happy, cool. I fucking love that for you.
Yeah. I actually did a video a couple days ago of a 7-year-old that was at a Pride festival. I think it was somewhere out here. And this person was interviewing the child, 7 years old. And the interviewer was like, oh, like, why are you at Pride? Oh, well, I'm transgender. And the interviewer was like, when did you know that? At 2 years old. At 2 years old, you knew you were transgender. Most kids aren't even talking by 2. They're just starting to talk. And you already knew you were transgender. And at that point, it's like the parents of that child need to be imprisoned. Because
100%.
What on earth are you doing to your kids that you think that's okay? And as someone who grew up in a very conservative household, you know, like, it wasn't honestly probably until COVID that I've literally heard my father talk about me and dating. And my dad's never been a father who like hated me for it. If anything, I think he was more nervous for me because of how stupid people can be. You know, like he grew up in San Francisco, and, you know, like his friends would literally go to the Castro and fuck with the gays, you know? And like my dad said, he's like, I'm more worried of you getting hurt by some ignorant person. And it's interesting that when I was in Nashville, I was actually at a crosswalk, and this gentleman, he was like, oh, I love your shirt. And it was a Von Dutch shirt, which Von Dutch is very in right now.
Yes.
And he talks to me slowly. He's like, you do politics online, right? I'm like, I do. And he's like, I love you. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you. And he was like, I'm from one of the reddest counties in Tennessee. And he was like, you have changed my views on being a gay man. And
how powerful is that?
It's phenomenal. And I was telling my friends, I was like, to hear something like that from someone who's super conservative, and I've never experienced hate from the conservative party, not once. I mean, there are like some super far out right people, which is understandable. I mean, there's hate on both sides, but for most of the time, I get a lot of love. But to hear that from him, I was like, dude, I was like, you're just a phenomenal human for saying that, because you have all these crazy leftists, and even people in politics are like, they're taking away your rights. They're doing this. And I'm like, I haven't lost anything.
Right. It's the same bullshit they go with for women's rights. You know, with the whole abortion. They're taking away my rights. Interesting. What rights have you lost? Well, you're homophobe, misogynist, fuck you. And then they walk away.
But those same people that are screaming that are taking away women's rights, you want to allow biological men in women's restrooms. So
that's right.
Who's really taking away whose rights?
And those bitches were okay when you were pushing the COVID vaccine too.
100%.
Right? Like you like, pick a fucking side. My body, my choice. Okay, then fuck you with your vaccine. Or, you know, when you just are so like wishy-washy with what you'll choose a side for, then you stand for nothing.
Agreed.
Then you're just blowing in the wind with the cause of the day. And it just, I can't take you seriously.
Well, I mean, honestly, I genuinely, growing up, I never knew what a transgender was.
Neither.
And
Yep.
honestly, it was probably not until Obama and Biden started pushing all that narrative on people. You know, I mean, that was never an issue. You know, I mean, you never heard of having biological men in women's spaces, their bathrooms or whatever. And all of a sudden, ever since Biden, I feel like it's just thrown in your face.
Why do you think that was, though?
I think it's because literally the Democratic Party believes like, oh, if we get the gays on our side, we're going to do great.
But doesn't that seem rather...
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, great example. Kamala Harris a couple days ago was at the Abbey in West Hollywood, which is a very well-known gay bar.
Okay.
And it's also a very bad gay bar. I mean, people are drugged there every single night and it's well-known and they still haven't shut it down. Still have not shut down the place. And there's been a lot of cases going on there. It's a pretty shady bar.
Okay.
And she shows up, all the gays are excited. But where has she been this past year when she rode on the gay vote during the election? I thought she loved the gays. She supported them. So it's just interesting how she magically showed up in WeHo for Pride, yet never see her anywhere else. So the only thing you ever see her is talking shit about Trump. That's all you ever see her talk about.
When she was running, I thought the United States was absolutely fucked if they make her win. If they and because there was no way that she could realistically win.
Yeah.
But if she had won, the election process.
We would be bombed here, honestly. I'm being 100% honest with you.
Yeah, nobody would respect her. That's why so what do you think is going to happen in the midterms?
I'm praying the Republican Party gets their shit together and stops fighting.
Yes, I agree.
Because I feel like everyone's fighting on both sides. You have people who are America first. You have MAGA. You have this and that. Everyone's fighting. At the end, like even in California, like this is the first time in almost 20 years we can have a Republican governor. And, I actually rode very hard for Chad Bianco. And then I knew getting closer to the election, the primaries, I knew for damn well he was not going to be one of the final candidates, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
And there's things that Steve Hilton does that I don't like, but at the end of the day, I'm to the point I want a fucking a Republican as governor in California. And the problem is, I feel like when it comes to Republicans, there's a lot of them are very hard-headed. So if they'll ride for someone, they're not going to ride for someone else. And that's the one thing I can say about the Democratic Party that I respect. Honestly, I don't respect anything they do, but they stick together. And it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's up there. They'll vote blue no matter who. But Republicans, I mean, if they don't like a Republican candidate, they're not going to vote for that person.
Yeah, but then that sort of infighting is going to basically.
I agree.
You're never going to have a Republican Party.
Agreed.
And I don't think, to be fair, the Democratic powers that be will ever let California go.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't think so either. And then after looking at the voting just for the primary, I mean, Steve Hilton, I think it was, these numbers might be wrong, but I think he was 30% of the votes. And then Xavier Barreca was only at 22%.
Okay.
And then I don't know the other guy's name. He was the billionaire other guy who was running. He was nowhere near the numbers, and neither was Chad Bianco. So it'll be interesting. I mean, we looked at the Spencer Pratt voting. I mean, everyone thought,
I know.
Everyone, even Democrats who voted for him were they were shocked. And literally yesterday, his offices were burned down. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, I literally saw the video yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. And they'll be the first one to cry about violence, but they're usually the ones instigating it.
Yeah, I mean,
all the time, fucking from your BLM bullshit
for sure
to any. Yeah, that's why I can't talk to these fuckers.
No, it's insane. I mean, even with the Carmelo Anthony case that's going on, you had people so upset that a murderer is going to jail. When did we become a society where we glorify someone who gets murdered? I mean, when we glorify a murderer, and then we also have people who glorified Charlie Kirk's murder saying he deserved it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking double standard.
It is. And to me, that is nothing more than a racial issue.
I agree.
Because if the races had been different, we wouldn't be hearing a fucking word about this. It would have been another white rage, another white man kills the black man. To me, and it's going to sound condescending and cliche, that I really don't judge you by the way your color is.
Yeah.
If you're black and you're cool, solid.
Agreed.
If you're white and you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Agreed.
Right? And I think we should start judging people on that.
I agree.
But when we start claiming victimhood and blaming a particular I'm gay, I'm black, I'm a woman. When you start giving up your power because of a status of yourself, I think you're weakening yourself. I really, Drew, as a gay man, I think you can achieve anything that I can.
100%.
Right?
And people don't look at it that way.
But they should, brother, because you're not doing yourself any fucking favors.
You can't think that, and I think this is the problem with people in the United States, because they depend on the government. They think the government owes them something. No one owes us anything.
I agree.
End of the day. I think if you want something, you need to go out there and do it.
100%.
My father, for example, okay? My dad grew up in the most ghetto neighborhood in San Francisco called Hunters Point.
Okay.
It's one of the most dangerous places growing up in the 70s. It's still a dangerous place today. My dad was like, yep, I don't want this lifestyle for my family. My dad's one of the hardest working people. I mean, he used to work in the hospital while he owns his own company at the same time.
Nice.
My dad just retired in November. And I was like, oh, are you going to sell your company? He's like, no, I'm still going to work. And I'm like,
right.
You know,
right.
But it's like, you have to work hard to get things.
Because nobody gives a fuck. And nobody cares about your problems.
100%.
You know, and if we want to accept the fact that some people have it easier than others, okay, let's play that card. Work harder, bitch, because I don't give a fuck. Because no one is going to care.
Exactly.
If you're going to go down, no one's going to care. Well, you'll have your friends. Agreed. You know, Jake, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, you want more out of your life. It's on you to get it.
I mean, it's funny because it's funny how much hate I've gotten from the gay community.
But why though?
So, and I will say this today: it was easier to come out as a gay man than it was to come out as a gay conservative.
That's fucked up.
Because of the fact I can't have my opinion. And it's funny, like I was saying about that flag video earlier, the hate I got from it. They're like, "Are you happy to be picked?" I can't believe you're against your community. I'm like, who am I against?
How is that against your community?
Exactly. I can have my own opinion. And it's funny because a lot of these people will bring up trans women are the reason you have your rights. You do realize that Marsha P. Johnson was not a transgender. Marsha P. I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
Marsha P. Johnson was one of the original people who threw the rock at Stonewall, which they said started the rights for the gays.
Okay.
I don't even really know the whole story behind it.
All right.
But Marsha P. Johnson was a transvestite crossdresser.
Okay.
But everyone's like, oh no, he was a transgender. There were times when he even said, no, I'm a transvestite. Like, huge difference. Yeah. So they assumed that because this black person was a man who dressed up as a woman is transgender. This is how stupid the gay community is.
You can't cross that.
Like, it's genuinely insane. Like, people are like, well, you're a white gay man. You just get things handed to you. What has been handed to me that you don't have?
Right.
You can get married. You can vote. You can date whoever you want. What have you lost since Donald Trump has been in office that I've lost? Nothing.
And no one can give you that argument.
The only answer they give you, and it's bullshit when they say this, oh, well, transgenders have lost their rights. What rights have they lost? The only thing that has happened is biological men cannot go into a woman's space. A biological woman cannot go into a man's space. I'm sorry. I don't understand how that's a right.
Right.
It's weird.
And I certainly don't think, and I always get confused on this. So a man dressing up as a woman, a man believing he's a woman is a trans man or a trans woman?
Woman, man, it's a trans woman.
Trans women. Trans women should not compete in women's sports.
I agree, 100%.
Right.
There's actually a case going on at San Jose State about a volleyball player. And it actually went to Trump, and Trump's actually involved in it. And
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, I actually didn't know about it, and I live in San Jose. And San Jose State is literally like 10 minutes from me.
Okay.
And it made national headlines. And one of the players, she has a pretty big TikTok following now, and she'll talk about it, her experiences. And she's like, it was weird being in my own locker room, having a fucking man in here with his dick out. How is that normal?
How is that allowed?
Yeah.
Why is that one person's rights superseding all the other rights in there?
I don't know. To be honest with you, it's weird.
So that to me is a valid argument to have. So if you were to come to me, you know what? That fucking trans woman should be able to go in the women's locker. Why do you think that? Why do you think your rights supersede everybody else's? Let's have a discussion, man. Let's fucking figure this shit out. Because to me, you're a selfish cunt.
I agree. You're 100% right.
Right.
There was actually a video I did, I think a month ago, of a trans woman. She was in the male restroom, and honestly, when I saw the video, I was like, wow, this person's trans. Good for you. I mean, you want to do all the surgeries, at least you did it the correct way.
Yeah. It's like some of these bitches do not like they're even trying, dude.
So
it would be like me putting on a fucking wig.
But she's filming in there and she's like, hey, yep, I am a trans woman in the men's restroom where I belong. I applauded her. I gave her a shout out and I was like, this is the type of trans person I respect because you understand, yes, even though you did do all the surgeries, you're still a biological man and you belong in the men's restroom. And I respect that.
Yep.
And it was funny because a guy walked in. He was like, am I in the wrong restroom? And then the transgender person walks around. No, I'm a dude. And he's like, cool, do you, man? People don't care as long as you're in your fucking correct spaces.
I agree.
And as long as you're not pushing it on children. As long as you're not like pushing that ideology on anyone. Because at the end of the day, like, why does someone who's in my bedroom or something I do have to be in your face?
100%. Right.
And people don't look at it that way. They want to push their fucking agenda on people.
But why?
Because they're crazy. They're
okay.
Literally...
So we can agree that there is some kind of mental problem happening.
100%.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you're putting, as a man, if you're putting estrogen in your body, you're fucking up your brain.
100. Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if do you know Blair White?
No.
So Blair White is a transgender conservative.
Okay.
She's been everywhere.
Okay.
She has a huge following. She'd be someone great to have on here.
Let's do it.
Blair will actively tell you, like, yeah, like I am transgender, but I also know that I used to be a man. You know, I'm
so she still realizes that she's a man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me to say, you know what? I think I'm Batman doesn't make me fucking Batman. Right. But I would be a good Batman. But listen, brother, if you want to dress up and you want to believe that you're a woman, cool. But don't expect me to fully believe that you're a woman. I'm going to accept the fact that you could be a fucking super awesome dude and you like to dress up in chicks' clothes. Cool, no problem.
Yeah.
But when you start to force me to change my speech and the way I acknowledge you, it's not cool.
The pronouns thing is bullshit. Like,
I fucking don't get that, dude.
And it's so funny because I remember during COVID, people attacked him for this. The Jeffree Star video. Did you ever see that video?
Nope.
So people have always thought Jeffree Star is transgender. And he's never come out as transgender. He likes makeup. He's very feminine. And he's filthy rich. I mean, he could do whatever the fuck he wants. And at the end of the day.
That's a good thing about money.
You know, Jeffree Star left LA. He moved to Wyoming. And he got canceled for being conservative. And, you know, he built his brand on makeup and everything. There was a video that went viral that someone was asking him. And Jeffree Star was like, people were bored during COVID and they made up all these pronouns. Because what the fuck is a they? What the fuck is a them?
What is a Z-zer, dude?
What are these?
I fucking have no idea. Like, you guys are fucking making up words now.
Well, there's a creator. I don't know their name. I would have to find it. But there's a creator that literally will make a video every single day of new fucking pronouns.
Smart.
I mean, they're making money off it, but it's like the shit they're saying. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And when you start making up fucking words, I'm going to start to think that maybe all your ducks are not in a row.
For sure.
Right? Yeah, it's, and I don't know how we come back from that. Because we've gone so far down that road that I don't know how we course correct.
I mean, I've said this. I know this is crazy. I think they should just split California in half. Everyone who's liberal on one side, conservatives on the other. We would be a much better country. We wouldn't have to deal with their bullshit.
Yeah.
Because all these people that hate America, like yesterday, they had a no kings protest on Trump's birthday. Okay, where's our king? And it's funny because Trump will troll them. Thank you for keeping the kings out of America. But it's like, every fucking day, these people are protesting. I mean, great example. When I was in Nashville, I had a very interesting encounter. I was called down to the police department, the Nashville PD, because Antifa put a hit on me.
No way.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy,
and
dude.
It's actually not. My friend Faith, her Instagram is
a great name.
Freedom and Whiskey. That's who you need to get on this show.
Just by the George Michael album Faith, that name is awesome.
She's a young creator, very intelligent. She lives in Nashville.
Yeah.
And she's from Florida.
Yep.
She does street interviews. Her street interviews are probably some of the best content I've ever did.
Cool.
When I was in Florida, when I was in Nashville, we were filming and that's when I met Josh. He actually walked by. I didn't know he was there. He didn't know I was there. So it was just like chance, counter.
Yeah.
But you know, they're out here with the whole like hit on me. I'm like, what exactly am I doing that you want to do a hit on me? Why do I deserve a death threat? Because my opinion is different than yours.
That shit is insane to me.
It's crazy. And these people get away with it. They can literally put death threats on the president of the United States, say it openly on the internet, and nothing happens.
Yep. That is bananas, right? But what is fucking crazy to me is your opinion has offended someone so much that you've triggered them so badly that they want your life to be over.
Agreed.
How fucked up are you, dude?
It's insane. And when did we become a society that like you can't have an opinion unless you're a liberal? Your opinion's the only thing that matters in this country.
You're right.
But as soon as you have any other opinion, you get a death threat. They'll call you every name in the book just because you don't agree with that opinion.
Yeah, I get people calling me names. Fortunately, I've never had anything like to that degree. I don't know how I would react to that.
I mean, look at the Carmelo Anthony situation. I mean, he literally stabbed someone because the guy apparently bullied him.
That wasn't true.
Well, that's what they said.
Yeah, yeah.
But I get this hate every single day. Honestly, if I was that mad that someone was bullying me, I would probably have killed 100 people by now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't take what someone says about you so seriously.
Right.
One, because it's someone on the internet, and most of the time it's a troll account.
Yes.
And it's
so obvious, these troll accounts now, dude. Like these motherfuckers aren't even trying anymore. You go, because if someone talks shit, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking find you. And then I'll go to their page and I'll look and they've got 25 followers.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And your last post was usually April 2022. I'm like, okay, this is a fake account.
Exactly.
So then let's play that out. Mm-hmm. Why is there fake accounts causing aggravation?
Because so it's funny because I've been doxxed a couple times, like where I work.
That shit is crazy too.
Luckily for me, I work for a pretty conservative company.
Okay.
But it's like even dealing with that, like I actually had to literally remove my last name from the internet, my work experience. I paid like $5,000 to get all this stuff swiped from the internet. And
right.
Like now, no one can find out where I work, and it's great, you know.
Good, yeah.
But prior to that, I mean, people would call my work, harass me, do all this stuff. But it's like, you're that hateful that you want someone to lose their job or you want someone to lose their life just because you don't agree with them. And the funny thing is, you'll never meet me. So why does my opinion fucking matter?
Right.
Like, am I really under your skin? Not much.
Yeah. What kind of weak fuck are you?
Exactly.
But I'm going to throw a curveball at you. So when you had all those fucking sad bitches doing the Charlie Kirk thing, getting fired, I was like, fuck yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Right. So that's the problem though, because right? I'm like,
right. I mean, it's as much as it is kind of a double standard because, you know, we could be getting upset that we're getting doxxed, but then we're also doxing them at the same time. Okay.
Yes. But I would defend your actions by celebrating somebody's death.
Is wild.
Is crazy to me. And then they were also just so vile about it too. You know, like that one fucking school teacher that fucking...
I still think she has her job too. She's actually out of Portland, Oregon, I believe.
We're talking about the same one, right?
Bigger lady.
The bigger lady fucking bouncing around.
Like
yes. Yeah. I have to admit that I was happy when that bitch lost her job.
Yeah.
Right? But did she get it back? I could probably see that the school would bend so they wouldn't have to deal with a wrongful dismissal suit.
It's interesting that you're bringing that up because that was actually at a No Kings protest and I was actually in Vegas during that time.
Okay.
And for some reason, whenever I travel, there's always a huge No Kings protest. There was one in Vegas when I was there. When I was in Miami for Miami Music Week, there was one there. But the Vegas one, so I told my friend, I was like, let's go to the protest. And he's like, really? You want to start drama? And I'm like, yes, of course I do. Like, you know me. Like, I love the tea. So we go there and there's probably, I don't know, maybe like 20, 30 Trump supporters, you know, wearing their hats or whatever, hundreds of liberals. And these cops come up to me and they're like, hey, can we check your bag? And I was like, for what? And they're like, they're afraid you have a gun or knife on them. And I'm like, yeah, I have nothing on me. Here you go. And they're like, you're good. And they're like, we're on your side. They're feeling, you know, kind of scared that you're around. And I'm like, so my hat's making them scared. So I'm like filming content while this is going on. And I'm filming and this guy like comes to me and he gets in my video. I'm like, get out of here. I'm like, scurry. And then he pushes me. I'm like, sir, do not put your hands on me. Pushes me again. So then I go to a security guy. He's like, this guy's putting his hands on me while I'm not doing anything. The security guard kicks me off the property because he thought I was being the agitator when I absolutely did nothing wrong. And it's all because of a hat. Like, when there's hundreds of these people who can literally attack me And all I'm doing is getting some content. And I genuinely went there because I wanted to interview people. But as soon as I was there, I was getting called a pedophile, homophobic when I'm gay. So it's wild that I was getting called that. And it's interesting because all the people that were saying shit was, everyone at this protest was old white people. You didn't see any Latinos, any blacks, any Asians. It was all white people. So my question to this is like, all these people who are like, oh, you know, Trump is so racist against us. He's homophobic. Why were none of them there standing with you people? You know, like, you're all out here saying that these rights are getting taken away. This is being done. But why are those people who are magically getting their rights taken away? Why are none of them there? And I always find it very interesting about these No Kings protests because it's always fucking white people.
Yeah, older white bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Like,
you know what?
Enjoy your life. Go home. Go on a vacation. Like,
yeah, go on a fucking cruise.
But, you know, they have that and then they'll have these like blackout dates. Oh, I'm not going to shop at Target. But then the next day you're going to go shop at Target. It's insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when people cross the line and actually lay hands is when they need to be laid out. Like, yeah, but the problem is, had you fucking knocked that bitch out, you would have been charged.
Agreed.
Right?
I mean,
and the hypocrisy in that statement is crazy to me. So that person can harass you, push you.
Agreed.
Which is assault, right? And as soon as you were to retaliate properly,
I would be the one.
You'd be in cuffs.
And it's such bullshit.
Yep. I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
And that bitch AOC.
Oh, she's the worst.
Oh my God. She looks like a horse, first of all, right? And that chick, to call her vapid and dumb as rocks is an insult to rocks. But she gets attention.
She does. They love her.
I don't get it.
There was some, well, the interesting thing is I saw an interview recently where people said the reason they like her is because of her looks. And I was like, huh? Like, I don't see anything attractive about her.
No, she's not attractive.
And it's interesting because I honestly believe what they're going to do. I think it's going to be Gavin, Newsom, and AOC for the 2028 election.
Yeah, I can see that. I know Gavin has aspirations of the fucking guy of being a president.
Yeah. And
how viable do you think that is?
To be honest, I think it would probably help them because people love both of them, which I don't understand why. I think they're both vile human beings, especially living in California. Gavin Newsom hasn't done shit for us, you know? Like, the man is literally a walking devil amongst us. And then you have AOC, like, I feel like, honestly, she's doing more interviews than anything. Every other week, she's on TMZ doing interviews. Between her and Jasmine Crockett, all those two ever do is fucking interviews.
Dude, I can't stand Jasmine Crockett.
The interview Jasmine Crockett did the other day on TMZ, I actually reacted to it.
Are you talking about the one where she was talking about Carmelo?
Yes, I'm like,
yes.
Oh, well, he only stabbed him once. He didn't need to go to jail for 35. Stabbed him once, you killed him.
Yeah, like, but we won't understand what it's like to be a black man.
Exactly.
We don't know what it's like to walk in a black person's shoes.
Like, but it's funny because I could literally go out there and be like, you don't know what it is to be a gay man walking in my shoes.
Absolutely.
That's literally what my video was. It's like, it doesn't matter your skin color, your sexual orientation, what you are. Anyone can have that same situation.
Right.
But it's like, it depends on how you grew up and your morals. Like, if you want to play this victim life, that's on you. It has nothing to do with the rest of us.
I agree. And as we discussed earlier, I don't think playing the victim or believing you're a victim does you any good whatsoever.
I agree.
I think you instill in yourself, this weak mentality that you're not capable of being more than you are, that you're never going to be good enough, that you can't achieve anything.
Agreed.
And I think you're capable of doing whatever you want.
I mean, it's funny, like I was telling you earlier, you know, like I was one of those people who was protesting for BLM during 2020.
Okay.
And I was pretty moderate then. And then unfortunately, well, actually, I wouldn't say it was unfortunately, but during 2020, I had a lot of free time. So I was able to like look into things. And,
right.
You know, like I remember getting in fights all the time with my dad. He's like, why are you out at those protests? They're not doing anything for anyone, blah, blah. And he was right.
He was right. Yep.
Like my dad's a very, very smart man. And, you know, it's crazy because you have these parents who like to indoctrinate your children. My parents never did that to me. My parents let me do as I please. They let me be a free bird. They let me learn to be the person I am. And to now that I have this like large platform, there's people that I like grew up with that I probably haven't seen in like 15 years that my parents are like, oh my God, it's so great to see like Jake thriving and just like being his authentic self. And I've always been an authentic person. I've never changed who I was, but I've always been an outspoken person. And for me, just talking on politics has been so natural. And I'm the type of person that's like, if I piss you off, I know I'm doing something right, because if my opinion really upsets you, you're clearly not okay with who you are as a person. Because at the end of the day, you can have your opinion and not like what I want. But if you're that upset with what I'm saying, but I don't give a fuck with what you're saying. And it's interesting because like now that I like use Facebook, because Facebook's a huge platform for people to grow on now.
Yes.
But it's a liberal cesspool. The comments are just
I know.
Time. And it's like, holy crap. Like, and it's funny, like I troll them because I'll be like, I think it's so funny. Like liberals say they want nothing to do with conservatives, but they're always in my comments. And I'll prove them, and 100 comments down, fuck you, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, I literally proved you right.
Yeah. It seems they are extremely judgmental.
100%.
And they will not acknowledge or entertain any of your ideas.
Agreed.
How is that being liberal?
It's honestly being a circus. I literally call being a liberal in the circus, because you're doing this run around and literally just spewing hate at people. That's all they do all day long.
Yep.
And it's interesting because
how bad is that for your soul, dude?
It's horrible. Like there's creators that I'm friends with, and there's creators I don't like in the conservative sphere. And I'm one of the few creators I would say, like, when I make videos, I don't ever go after like someone's looks, their characters, just because I would rather go at you and like talk about like what you're talking about in your video and being like, okay, you're wrong, sorry. But there's a lot of people who will like just talk shit about creators, like especially when they're going after a liberal. And I'm like, yeah, no, like I just think it lowers your like, what is it? It lowers your like mentality, and like it just makes
you look less credible.
You do. You literally look not intelligent when you're literally attacking someone for their looks or something like that. And it's funny now that I literally did that the other day. It's the first time I've ever done it, because there's this horrible little demon gremlin liberal. His name is Bill Durbin. He's a demon. Like, and he was like talking shit about me in a video. And I was like, you know what? Let's react to this guy. I've never reacted to him. And I was like, dude, you're literally standing on a booster seat while you're trying to look into your camera and you're trying to talk shit about me. I was like, grow some height on yourself, then come for me. But like, for example, like all his videos, all he does is reaction videos, which is fine. Like, whatever.
Man, don't you find that shit getting tiresome?
It's like shit. Like, make your own content.
Thank you.
Like, you can make reaction videos all day, but it's like, that's what everyone's fucking doing.
Oh my fuck, they are.
Well, it's funny. So when I originally started making content, I literally did a weekly thing. It was like, oh, I'm gay, conservative, haven't lost any rights. People loved it because they're like, he hasn't lost any rights. And I got a huge following because of that. And, now.
And did the same thing. He started back in fucking COVID days.
Yeah.
He's authentic. He's never changed his shit.
Exactly.
Like, again, I come from a different position of why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So I think there are some people that merely see what others are doing and start to emulate it.
For sure.
There's no creativity on your part. And I think you're going to be viewed, and I may be wrong, but I think you're going to be viewed as one of many.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone standing out for something. Either you're saying something valid, your message to the people is different. But if all you're doing is like, again, like I didn't even know they were called reactionary videos.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this person is talking with a video behind them of another video. And I'm like, oh my fuck, I've seen this like 10 times today. And
I was actually talking to Ant about this in the car. And he was like, I don't understand why people like me. And I was like, Ant, I'll give you 2 reasons. One, you're yourself.
Yes.
And I was like, you're also the fact that you're a gay man. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of gay men who talk about politics, especially in the conservative sphere. So
why is that though?
Because I think they're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to be canceled. But it's like, why would you be? And there's a lot of gay conservatives. I mean, I have a couple group like on like social media, hundreds of gay conservatives, and slowly they're speaking up. But it's like, for example, if you were to say something about the gay community, they'd be like, oh, he's transphobic, he's homophobic. But as soon as I say it, oh, okay, I could see that, But then the gays are like, well, I can't believe you hate your own community. It's like,
you can't win.
I don't hate anyone. I just don't think this should be happening. Like,
right.
How is that such a hard concept that something that you're doing in your personal life has to be pushed on people?
I think if things can't be questioned, then the truth, like to me, the truth is bulletproof.
Agreed.
So if you are not allowing me to ask questions, the same thing that happened with fucking COVID.
Yeah.
When people started saying, this mask thing didn't work, right? And it was back in Canada, it was like 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So fucking.
That's how it was here. And then.
Oh yeah? Okay. So yeah, it was like 2 weeks to flatten the curve and then we're back to normal.
Yeah.
And that shit lasted a long fucking time.
How long were you guys closed for?
Aaron, how long were you closed for? Like two years?
Well, yeah, on and off for 2 years.
Yeah, I still trained every day. My fucking club was like, come in the back door. We're gonna fucking, we're gonna train. It was closed to regular people, but like the fighters, we were all allowed to train. I just refused to play your fucking game because to me it didn't make sense.
It was sad in California. I mean,
oh, you guys were fucked.
We literally, I mean, I don't know if you've been to San Francisco.
Yep.
When was the last time you were there? Would you say?
A long time.
Okay, so San Francisco is very different now, and it's been different for a very long time. I mean, everything's closed now. COVID did everything's closed. I mean, if you go to Union Square, it used to be thriving.
Yeah, yeah.
Macy's took their flagship store out. I mean,
wow.
Forever 21 went out of business in general, but there used to be a massive Forever 21 in downtown. Old Navy went out. Everything's empty now because they can't deal with the crime. 2, COVID put a lot of these places out of business because nothing was allowed to be open. But it's interesting, like you couldn't have clothing stores open, but you could have liquor stores open.
Yes, sir.
So it's like people could be drinking, but
can't go to the gym.
Yeah, there was a lot of things. Like it's interesting because I actually I saw Nick Shirley on Tuesday. He was at a church in San Jose. And I actually didn't know this about this church, but they were fined by the government $4 million because they were open. And then recently it was just booked down to like $1 million.
That's still a lot, dude.
Yeah, it is. But it's like, they made valid things. Okay, so you're gonna have liquor stores open, you're gonna have grocery stores open, all these places. But what's the difference from having a church open? At the end of the day, there's still people in all these different places. Like,
yep. I was quite vocal about that. What I didn't understand is you were taking away my releases.
Agreed.
Some people find solace in faith. Going to the gym, that was bananas to me.
Yeah.
That you were closing down the gym because apparently your spit would transfer through via the aerosol. But okay, I could do the same shit in Walmart. Okay, but you're breathing heavier in the gym.
But look at all the suicides during COVID because a lot of those people, and honestly, a lot of those people that committed suicide were actually gym people who go to the gym all the time.
Yep.
Because they were going crazy.
Yep.
So you closed the country for a virus, but everyone's mental health just went down the drain.
Buddy, fucking drinking went up, drug overdoses went up, spousal abuse went up, animal abuse went up. So how the fuck can you take a look at those things and not take a step back and say, ooh, we fucked up?
For sure.
At least own it, bro. Like I would be more respectful of the government if they said, you know what, we overreacted and we're sorry.
And it's funny because, Trump was he was presidency when COVID started.
Yes, just when it started.
Yeah. And people blame COVID on him. And I'm
Yes.
like, no, he was literally in office for a couple months.
That's right.
And it's interesting because to this day, like you'll have Gavin Newsom being like, I was shut down because of Trump. And it's like, you were given the option to keep your state open or closed and you fucking closed it.
Yep.
Like, while the rest of us were not able to spend times with our families during the holidays.
Remember that shit?
You were literally throwing parties in Napa at the French Laundry.
Yes, I heard,
there was like 100 people there, maskless, enjoying their Thanksgiving while people couldn't be with their families. And
Nancy
it's okay.
Pelosi going out, getting a blowout for her hair.
She's the worst.
Yeah, that bitch needs to go.
It's funny. I remember it was actually at my last Pride. It was Pride San Francisco, 2017. I knew who she was, but obviously I know who she is now. I remember her being in her little car going down it's Main Street in San Francisco during the Pride Parade. People were throwing things at her. And I was like, at the time, I was like, why are they doing that to an old lady? And now I'm like, oh, now I see why. And it's like, it's interesting because now we have Scott Wieners who's trying to take her position because now longer she's not in it. And I mean, he is just, I think he's a Nancy Pelosi 2.0. I don't know if you know anything about him. He's very for the trans agenda. He's a gay politician. And I mean, he literally wants to, since he has been in his position, he wants to open up the drinking in San Francisco. It's like 5 a.m. And I'm like, you're focused on that, but not the homeless in San Francisco. Like that city's a shithole. You know, since I've lived in the Bay Area, I've actually only seen San Francisco clean once. It was when San Francisco cleaned up, it's when Gavin Newsom cleaned up San Francisco for the president of China.
That's right.
It was funny.
And he did it like that.
He did. And the interesting thing is, I was there a week after it happened. I was there for SantaCon with some of my girlfriends who came in from Orange County. And
I heard OC is still nice. Like Tito and his wife Amber, they're originally from OC, right?
Yeah.
And when I had Tito on the show, and he's like, OC is fucking nice.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the OC is very red. I mean, versus like the Bay Area, OC is very, very red. It's very clean. It's
I just think shit's too expensive in California.
Oh, you're 100% right. It's horrible. Everything there is so overpriced.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild. I got to meet them last night.
I saw that photo of you.
I've known Amber for a long time. I actually knew her. She used to be on a reality show called WAGs, it stands for wives and girlfriends of athletes. And it was a show on like E, and it's just so funny because like not a lot of people knew her from that, but I love trash TV. So yeah, she's very cool. We've been friends for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I met her obviously through Tito.
Yeah.
And what surprised me about Tito is, and this is what I hate about the fucking media.
Yeah.
They will present an image of someone that suits their narrative.
For sure.
So every time Tito was showed, he was like this dumb, bumbling idiot, stumbling with his words and everything else. And when I met him, that was one of the times that I was actually shocked because I had this idea of who he was going to be. Same with Josh, dude, right? Sure. When Josh came in, I'm like, this guy's going to be, I'm trans-indigenous and we're going to have a good time and laugh. And that motherfucker went off.
Yeah.
It was crazy. He lost his shit on a number of topics. It was such a good conversation. And that's what I don't like. I think people need to be authentic. And I think the media needs to show that person for who they truly are. And let the public decide if they don't like you or not.
For sure.
Right? But if I could design this fucking podcast and make you look like a right idiot, but how am I doing you a service by doing that? How am I doing myself a service, right? We're gonna edit this, we're gonna show this public, and people will decide if they like you, people will decide if they like me, and if they don't, at least we're authentic. At least they don't like us for who we are and not who we pretend to be.
And that's the problem with the media, especially in this country, and I think it goes both ways. I think both medias from the left and right, I think it's horrible. I think there's a lot of bullshit that comes from both sides, and it's like, I honestly feel like in today's time, people get more truth from creators, because like we're actually investigating on what's actually going on.
But that's why they're trying to shut us down.
Yeah. Exactly.
Have you noticed your algo change on Facebook? Like your views are less?
100%. I mean, I will be honest with you. I was making some money on Facebook, but like December.
In the States, can you monetize your Instagram or no?
It's funny that you say that. I'm actually one of the only people that is monetized.
Motherfucker, how'd you do that?
Because I have an older account. So the funny thing is, this is not my main account. My main account was taken down in 2021, which I got I might have the video I can show you. A video I posted, which was, I think it's fucking hilarious, but it pissed some people off. And I wasn't even making content at the point. I was still doing rave videos and like going to raves, but I was speaking up on like COVID and everything. I found a video of a girl wearing a mask, and gorgeous girl, blonde hair. I have no clue who she is. I would love to know who she is, honestly. But it's a video of a girl wearing a mask, and she pulls it out. Under the mask is like a 10-inch dildo that pops out. And they literally banned me because of that. And I was like, so they banned me twice prior to that because they thought I was talking bullshit about politics. And then that was the shit because it was nudity. And I'm like, nudity? Yet you people have people shaking their ass on social medias. I've actually seen people who I know that literally will have their tits out and their stuff's on socials now. So
really,
it's interesting how Meta has changed a lot. And it's about the whole algorithm on Facebook. I noticed the change probably in March.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely in March because I mean, and it's interesting. So a lot of videos I'll do, because I know on Facebook, they used to make bank and they would hit like 1 million+ videos within like 2 or 3 hours. It would me just I'd be like walking around or whatever, and then I would put some like crazy words on there of something going on. They would go fucking viral. And they would only be 5 seconds and I would make bank on it. And now you have to have, I think it's a minimum of like 12 seconds to monetize it all.
Yep.
And I mean, the views just went down crazy. I mean, I'll have a video that'll hit, like, it's funny. I have a video on Instagram. I think that's at 33.4 million views. It's a Jeffrey Epstein video. And it's literally,
wow, that's a lot, dude.
It's literally just me questioning Jeffrey Epstein if he's alive. And I'm not even talking. It's literally just a photo. It's 2 photos. And it went super viral. And I also think I was one of the few creators that talked a lot about Jeffrey Epstein, because I've been talking about it since like 2016. But I never did it on social media. It was just like me and my friends, like just everything going on. And, you know, like people used to call me crazy. That's not going on. I'm like, oh, it is. And now it's funny because all these people who are like, you're crazy. They're like, wow, you were right. You know, like, and
you think he's alive?
I 100% think he's alive.
What do you think happened?
I honestly think that that person was a double. A lot of people have said this. And I've never seen Hillary Clinton's brother, but apparently if you look at the photos of Jeffrey on the ground, apparently dead, it looks like Hillary's brother.
Okay. So do you think Hillary's brother is actually dead, or it was just a body double?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the whole, do you remember who Anne Hetch is?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember how she was still alive when they like rolled her out and they said she was dead?
Yeah. That Ellen, old motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, Ellen's a demon. Like Ellen DeGeneres is the worst.
I know. I did a post on her about how, first of all, she looks fucking horrible now.
I mean, I will say it and people will call me fucking crazy. It's because she is not getting her adrenochrome during COVID. And I got so much hate because of that. But if you look at her before COVID, when, you know, she was thriving, her skin was well, and then not during COVID, she was locked up. So something happened.
Yeah, she looks horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've also heard she's just not a very nice person.
Oh, same. I heard she's demonic.
Yes, yeah, like a fucking right bitch.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that's interesting. I did something on Epstein, and I just asked a question: do you think he's alive or not? And then people fucking attacked me, and I'm like, bro, I'm asking a fucking question.
I mean,
the same shit. Like, do you believe in UFOs?
Yeah.
Is Jeffrey Epstein alive? Right? Talk to me. Let's have a fucking conversation.
I will be 100% honest with you. I don't think he was the main person involved. I think he was part of it. I think there's a much bigger picture involved. I've always said I think Ghislaine Maxwell was top tier.
Really?
I mean, if you think about it, like if you are a woman, who would you rather engage with? Some creepy old man or a woman who looks like, oh, she looks pretty rich, you know? Like, and I think she might be the main ringlinger. Or I could be totally off. I think there might even be someone on top of her, because it's like, if you think about this, okay, everything that Diddy was doing, everything that Jeffrey Epstein was doing, they never crossed paths.
Here's my issue with that whole Diddy thing or Epstein. 2 issues, okay? With Epstein's girls, the ones that are their victims, what I never understood is why they continue to go back.
Thank you.
Okay? And we're going to catch shit for this,
yeah,
okay?
I'm here for it.
Right? So if you were claiming that you were sexually abused, then why did you continue to go to these parties?
Because they wanted the money.
Fucking right.
They want, and you know what? It's interesting because I actually made a video about this yesterday. Me and Claire Patriot did.
Oh, yeah.
I got to meet her. She's actually one of my best friends.
Really? Yeah, Claire's cool.
So
you know, when she was on the show, she actually said, "I don't think women should be in power." I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna get some shit."
You're right. But on Saturday in San Francisco, you had all these fucking crazy liberals who formed they literally wrote out Epstein and people on the ground, and they taped out a file and it said Trump. And I'm like, so we reacted to it. I'm like, okay, so all of a sudden you are so worried that Trump is in the files. But why were they not released under Biden? Why did none of you scream then? But we've been screaming for a while. And it's funny because they're always like, well, Trump is in the files. Okay, well, what page is he on? What exactly did he do? What child did he do this to? And I will say it to this date. If something actually came out that Trump did, I'd be done with it. Because when it comes to children, I'm not okay with that.
No, and I agree.
Yeah.
But let's get to the fucking truth. Right? He was named apparently so many times.
Yeah.
But give me the context, brother.
Exactly.
Right? I could be in there for all I know. Who's
sure.
delivered a fucking pizza? Like,
I mean, there's literally housewives from the Real Housewives in New York City that are in there. Like there's millions of people that are in there that have interacted with him.
Yes.
And, you know, like great example. I mean, Bill Gates literally just did his testimony a couple of days ago.
Oh, what happened with that?
They haven't really said anything. Literally. I did it I did a video.
He's a shady cunt too. I don't like that guy.
They featured him on the fucking World Cup the other day. I was like, why are you going to show that demon? They showed him and Katy Perry. And I'm like, why are you showing these people when nobody wants to engage with these people?
Katy Perry's actually dating our former prime minister.
She's married. They're officially married.
No.
Yeah, they're officially married. Yeah. They literally got hitched and she posted a video about it. I actually found out after I made the video, someone was like, oh, she's officially married. So I'm hoping she moves to Canada because we don't want her here.
Well, I'm getting the fuck out of Canada, so I don't care where she fucking goes.
Honestly, it's funny. I used to be a big Katy Perry fan, and I think she's a phenomenal artist. And then after hearing her sing at the World Cup, I was like, I don't know what the fuck she did, but she's a horrible singer now.
Well, they can auto-tune the shit out of shit.
Yeah,
right?
But I'm like, holy shit. Like her mute, and I mean, apparently she's come out with like 6, like the last album I liked, I think was like the TGIF album, which came out, I want to say in like 2010. Apparently she's come out with like 10 albums since then and they've all tanked. So I don't know what the hell she's doing now, but like, I just
going up into space, allegedly.
But the thing is, I cannot respect any of these celebrities that want to talk about politics when, I'm sorry, you're a celebrity. Focus on your craft. No one cares what you have to say.
And they don't live in the real world, man. Like,
Exactly.
don't talk to me about the struggles of the common man.
Exactly.
When you're living in your gated mansion.
Exactly. Yep.
Paying people to peel your fucking grapes.
Exactly. I mean, great example. A couple months ago at a Lady Gaga show in the UK, she was like, first of all, you're in the UK. I don't know why the fuck you're talking about America. But she was like, I just want to say I stand for all the illegals in the United States, and I'm fuck ICE. And I'm like, fuck ICE, girl, you're rich as fuck. I was like, how many people walked you in here for your security? I mean, look at Beyonce, for example. Like when she was at the Super Bowl in Levi Stadium, this was not the recent one. It was like 10 years ago. During that time, she was like, fuck the police, fuck them. How many police escorts did she have into the stadium?
Exactly.
These people are fucking hypocrites.
Yes, 100%. Right? And I train with a lot of police officers, and I just find the way they are respected. And
sure.
and when this shit goes out, I'm gonna get the inevitable fucking comments. You're a bootlicker, blah blah. How does that boot
get that all the
taste?
time.
Suck my dick.
Yeah.
Right. Police are. There's no gratitude for what they do.
Agreed.
They are underpaid.
Yep.
The mental stress that they have to deal with is fucking horrible. And
my brother used to be a cop.
Okay, so there you go.
He went from being an electrician. His dream job was to be a cop. And during that time, he was building his family. He was married. He had his first son, and they wanted to have another baby. And they actually left California because at that time, they were not hiring cops in California. It was very hard to become a cop. So he moved to Washington to become a cop. He experienced stuff that he was like, I did my dream job. I'm done. And it's interesting because that was his dream job to be a cop. But he was like, at the end of the day, my family is more important to me. I don't want to lose my life. And it's sad the fact that a cop who's protecting us will lose their life and
be celebrated.
Exactly.
Right?
It's
and
crazy.
somebody is going to celebrate the guy because we're dealing with a lot of crime in Canada right now. And people will celebrate the person that actually ended that police officer's life.
Wild.
So disrespectful. That cop there is, shit goes down sideways at your house. Who are you going to call? The fucking police. But as soon as something negative happens, they're like, yeah, fuck the police. And all these celebrities are like, fuck ICE. They are illegal. They want to. You want to come into the United States? Go through the process. I have to. Why the fuck do I have to? And you don't.
Well, did you hear recently about those girls who got stuck on the roller coaster?
Yes.
And the firemen went up there and got them down. One of the moms of the girl is in a lawsuit against the fireman because he touched her fucking daughter. Could have left her up there. I'm sorry. Yep. You're going to get upset that a man is doing his job, saving your daughter's life, and you're going to sue him. Right. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Right. It's a money grab, first of all.
It's
right?
crazy.
I know. I agree with you. Okay, bitch, jump. What are you going to do? Okay. What are we gonna do here? Right? Let's throw rocks. Let's see what you know what? That woman is just looking for a payday. She's either looking for attention or she's looking for a fucking payday. And meanwhile, that firefighter is now going to be probably put on leave without pay. He's got to struggle. The internet is gonna fucking chew his ass off because you touched a woman and blah 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 blah. And I think it's fucking horrible.
I mean, it's interesting because look at the whole situation with the Save America Act. stopped. You know, I mean, our TSA agents they weren't getting paid for months.
Yep.
They were still out there doing their jobs. And then you had liberals who were complaining, the airports are over-flooded. You know, it's taking for hours. And whose fault is that? Not mine, it's yours.
Right.
You know, and it's funny because I think there were some liberals that were on vacation while this was going on. So you're out there partying, living your life, while the people who are working at these airports aren't getting paid.
Right.
Yeah, you're real winners now.
Yep. So I heard you talking out there that you work with Turning Point.
I do. Yes.
I didn't know that. So tell me about that.
So the thing is, they've invited me to some of their events, which I've gone to, and they've actually asked me to speak at some of their events.
Nice.
I personally don't feel safe speaking at some of their events.
Why?
So I went to Turning Point Berkeley, and I knew it was going to be a shit show because Berkeley's just a shithole in general. It's a liberal cesspool. And so I show up, and there's Antifa everywhere. And I got there probably around like 6 o'clock, and you show up. I think they were there probably around like 2 p.m. Like they were just out there rioting, protesting. And I remember walking across the street, and 3 police officers saw me, and they're like, "Hey, like, do you need an escort?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." And they were like, "Oh, we follow you. You know, we love your content."
Amazing.
I was like, "Oh, thank you. Like, thank you for being out here, like, versus all these crazy people." And then a guy came by and started shooting at us. And
really?
Yeah. I literally had a video that went viral because of it. And it's funny because I look so unbothered because it's something I'm used to. You know, like people just shooting, people were throwing dog shit, they were throwing glass bottles, rocks, all of this at people. And I was so unbothered. And that's kind of why.
First of all, it's fucked up that you're unbothered by that. Like
because I'm used to it. It's so sad that it's become such a normal thing.
Yeah, dude, that's fucked up.
But back to that, like that's kind of why I've declined like speaking at Turning Point events, because it's like, no offense, my life is way more important than talking about politics. Like,
yeah.
I will be on social media all the time talking about stuff, but I just, unfortunately, like, they've wanted me to speak at like Irvine, which is a very liberal school. Like, if they want me to speak at a school, it better be a school that's pretty conservative, because at the end of the day,
does that exist anymore?
Not here, at least, honestly. I just think my life is a little bit more important than
certainly
dealing with this bullshit.
Right.
So,
do you think they arbitrarily put in? Because I've heard from a number of sources that they ship in protesters, they ship in shit disturbers to wreak havoc.
I 100% agree with that. I mean, it's interesting because after that happened, I think it was Tulsi Gabbard who actually reached out to Berkeley.
Yeah.
Because apparently Berkeley said that tickets were sold out when they weren't. They weren't letting people in. They made up these lies to not let people in.
Right.
And it's interesting because apparently the event wasn't even supposed to be big. And then Berkeley was like, "Oh, let's post it on our socials. Let's do this. Let's do that." Turning Point wasn't doing that. You know, they were just like, "Hey, we're going to be here, whatever." You know, the big speaker was Rob Schneider. And it wasn't even like a big thing. I mean, it was just like, okay, you know, cool. And honestly, like, I feel like there were more protesters there than when I've gone to like pick up the mic with Charlie Kirk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider's actually quite vocal about
100%
his disdain for Hollywood and all that.
100%. That's what I respect about it.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Plus his movie, The Hot Chick. That was funny as shit.
You know, and it's interesting because like I got to see Charlie in May in San Francisco before his assassination. And that's actually kind of when I blew up. Because there was, to this day, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, to be 100% honest with you. But this person went up there to talk to Charlie Kirk. And so it was Charlie Kirk and Riley Gaines, which was a phenomenal time to see both of them.
Yeah,
you know? And this person went up there, they were attacking Charlie's looks, going after Riley. And I remember the person was like, "Charlie, you should have been swallowed by your mom." Just like horrible things. And then the person came out, I was wearing like a Trump shirt, and I think it was like gays for Trump or something. "I cannot believe you're a gay for Trump." And I was like, "What's the issue?"
Right.
"Well, they're taking away your rights." And I was like, what fucking right did I get? And she just like is screaming at me. I'm just like looking at her and like, I'm like, "You're fucking nuts." I'm like, "You're literally insane." The video went viral. I mean, on TikTok, I think it reached like close to 700 million views.
Oh my God, dude.
And then of course, the next day my account was taken down.
You know what? I had my account taken down for something Ant said.
Yeah.
Right?
Really?
Yeah, dude. It wasn't even me.
Wow.
It was he made a comment about what he believed about the LGBTQ.
Yeah.
And he said he had questions about it, and he felt that they are hijacking the LGBT.
I agree.
LGB.
I will be 100% honest
Right.
with you.
and they pulled my account. No warning or anything. They're like, fuck you, you're done.
But that's bullshit though. Because
Right.
it's like, as a gay man, why can I not have that view?
Right.
You know?
Why can't
like,
why if the fucking Democrats and the liberals can have their opinion,
Agreed.
or they can say all this shit, then why can't someone of an opposing opinion say their shit? Why can't we have a civil conversation where you get to speak your mind, I get to speak my mind? Perhaps we can share ideas, perhaps we can compromise, perhaps we can't. But why can't we have that conversation?
But I mean, great with that. I mean, even when it comes to like the LGBTQI double Z, I don't even know what the letters
oh, buddy,
are anymore.
this thing's
You know,
so
like,
extended now.
They literally just added, actually, someone in Canada added, missing, murdered women.
Yeah,
And I'm
Aboriginal women.
What the fuck does that have to do with? But it's like, like even when I burned the pride flag video, I did that as a statement because it's like, when did they add on? First of all, if you're a gay black man, that's great. You want to have a pride flag, that's great. Why did they need to add the color of your skin to the pride flag?
Right.
Why did they have to add the trans people to the pride flag when being trans is not a sexual orientation? It's something you identify as. And
that's fair.
And
that's fair.
It's funny because like LGB technically are sexual orientations.
Yes.
TQIA, those are something you identify as. So why
can
are
you
we linked
explain
together?
to me the difference between, because I hear some people saying they're queer. So what does queer mean?
So from what I know, just because like I said, I'm not really involved in this bullshit.
Yeah, okay.
Queer is someone who doesn't identify as a man or a woman. But then you have the people who call they, them. So it's like, what exactly are you trying to accomplish here?
Yeah, why are you a plural now?
Exactly. So like when they say like, oh, like we're all a community, I'm like, no, we're not. I was like, most trans people, like a normal trans person, which there's not a lot, normal ones, like they don't want to be anywhere near the gay world, because for example, one of my ex-best friends, gorgeous trans woman, like I've actually seen her fully naked, applaud to her. Like I don't look at a lot of women naked, but applaud to her. Full surgery, everything. She's actually originally from Canada, believe it or not. And, like I told her, I was like, do you consider yourself a part of the LGBTQ? And she's like, no. She's like, I don't want to be a part of that nonsense. She was like, I literally transitioned to a woman because I'm attracted to men. And she was like, I was never gay, but she was like, I always knew there was something different about me.
Right.
And, like, the intelligent thing about her is like, even though like we're not friends, I would never wish ill on her. Like I wish she wish her the best.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I can say I respected about her, and I typically don't call trans people their actual pronouns, but I'll call her because I feel like she did everything.
She put in
correct
some
way.
work.
But what I respected about her, she was like, even though I was always confused, I got a degree before I did anything. She was like, I wanted to make sure if I was going to do this, I wanted to make sure I got a degree, I got everything changed correctly on my driver's license, my passport, everything. She did it all the correct way. And honestly, if you saw her walking down the street, you probably would never know she was a man. And it's interesting because you have people like that, and I'm probably going to get hate for this, and I don't give a fuck. you have people like that, and then you have people like Caitlyn Jenner, for example, okay? First of all, I hate the Jenners. I hate the Kardashians. I think they're just, they're garbage.
Jax is always watching that fucking show.
We were literally talking about that.
Fucking watching the Kardashians, man. I'm like, I can't watch this shit.
I actually did a post recently that did not get any air. I'm shocked that nobody talked about it. And it blew up on me because no one talked about it. So Caitlyn Jenner has always said, I'm not for men and women's sports. Okay. During, I think it was December, Caitlyn Jenner did a campaign for Lululemon, okay, which nobody knew about. So it was about the Olympics because, Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner was in the Olympics. And it's literally Caitlyn Jenner in like a leotard. And I'm like, this could have went to an actual Olympian woman, yet they chose Caitlyn Jenner. And honestly, Caitlyn Jenner looks like a monster. Like I'll have to show you the videos, like nails super long, like blotchy skin, all this. And I'm like, you literally could have chosen someone
who deserved it.
Yeah, like even one of the Olympian, the girl who's actually near me, she's from Oakland, the figure skater, could have chosen that person. Mm-hmm. They could have chosen anyone. So you're saying you don't want biological men and women's sports, but here was a campaign that literally could have went to a woman athlete. And that's the like.
So basically, what you're saying is a man can be a better woman than a woman.
Literally,
can.
that's
what kind of fucking message is that for women?
Yeah. So like it's just insane. And it's funny. People are like, well, Bruce Jenner's always been a conservative. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you're a conservative. I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. You know, like people are like, oh, well, you're a huge Trump supporter. You believe everything he says. And I'm like, no, I fucking don't. I've called him out on plenty of shit. And I was like, that's why I think it's so funny when someone's like, you're in a cult. No, people who are in a cult, they literally follow someone blindly.
Yeah.
I have called Trump out on his shit plenty of fucking times. Like, you can still support someone and not agree with that.
Yes, man. Listen, I don't have to like everything you do.
Agreed.
Right? And to be quite frank, I don't give a fuck what you do outside of your job. If you're doing your job, we're disco.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Go do cocaine off a goat's ass. I don't care, right?
Agreed.
Do your fucking job. If the country's doing bueno, then we're disco.
Yeah.
But we fixate so much on the personality as opposed to doing what they're doing as a job. And I think Trump is doing a fucking great job.
I agree.
Right? Do I agree with everything he says? Actually, I don't like what I like about Trump is him and I have a very similar attitude.
Yeah.
We're very blunt, we're very direct, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So, you know, everyone got so upset when he said grab a woman by the pussy.
I thought it was funny.
Barley, that was in a men's locker where two guys are just talking shit.
Exactly.
Right? Fucking Jax has told me many times, women talk way worse than that. Okay, so then really what's the problem? And that's what we're bringing up?
Exactly.
The fact that he said grab a woman by the pussy?
But that's their narrative. I mean, unfortunately, but you have to also understand all these people that used to support Trump. I mean, great example, Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, he's literally been on The View.
Yes.
And all The View hates him now. And it's interesting, JD Vance is actually on The View on Tuesday.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, I fucking hate that
They're
show.
horrible.
Oh my God.
They're the worst.
I can't like, I can't understand how someone can watch that, a woman can watch that and say, you know what, that makes sense to me.
But you know, it's crazy because like my mom used to watch it when it was good, when like Barbara Walters was on it and Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
She was a shady bitch too, though,
she
after
was.
the fact.
I agree.
Yeah.
But at least there were some people, like you had Elizabeth Hasselbeck, who was a conservative. So they actually just had her on the show like a couple months ago, and she was a co-host for 2 weeks. She was going in on these bitches. The videos were great on her.
Yeah.
Because I never thought Elizabeth Hasselbeck would ever be on that show again.
Right.
So
Didn't they chase her off, really?
They did. But I think ABC is kind of realizing their views are going down. So they're like, we need to spark something. So that's why they're having JD Vance on the show.
That's going to be interesting.
I know.
I just found it reprehensible that I agree that Joy Behar.
Oh, she's the worst.
Oh, honestly.
Sunny Hotchin.
Oh, I can't stand that bitch either.
She's the worst.
Yes.
It's funny. They actually just did a video the other day because they had Laverne Cox on the show. And Laverne Cox is like an OG transgender.
Okay.
And Laverne was like, yeah, you know, like in this time, you need to support the transgender. Our rights are getting taken away. I'm like, that's the thing they always say. None of your fucking rights are going away. And it's just crazy that you're going to go on an actual TV show that you think people are going to believe blindly and spit some bullshit.
Yep. Like, yeah, they control, like, you know, they control the narrative. I think for the most part, people want to be told what to think.
Agreed.
Because it's too difficult to think for ourselves.
For sure.
Right? Which is sad. Right? And in Canada, our liberal government, I think it donates how many billions a year to the CBC, right?
Okay.
And they, 2 billion, they control the media. So you have all these people, my mother included, right? She's like, my mother's 93 and she just blindly believes what she's being told. So I'll call her up and she'll be like, fuck Trump. I'm like, why fuck Trump, right? And she's like, because it is this. I'm like, you do realize this. And then she's like, oh, you know what? You're right. I didn't think that way. I'll call her back the next week. Fuck Trump. I'm like, fuck.
Well, did you hear what Mandani just did?
Oh. $1.3 billion. And that's another motherfucker I don't like.
But did you guys hear what he did?
But which one?
So he held a pride event at New York City Hall.
Yeah.
And he actually said, we are donating $15 million to transgender surgery in New York City. And I was like, I actually did a reaction video to it and it got shadow banned, so it didn't get shown. But I'm like, you're going to donate that much to people to change their body, yet you have how many homeless people on the streets? You have people struggling in your city.
Yep.
And it's just crazy to me. I mean, there was this guy who was going around interviewing people, actually in San Francisco, believe it or not.
Okay.
His name is Close Show or something. He's out of Portland.
Okay.
And he was going around interviewing illegals that I think most of them are from Venezuela and Cuba. And they were transgender people. And They were like, why did you decide to move to San Francisco? Oh, they pay for our surgeries. What? So you literally have these cities who are literally having people live here to pay for their fucking surgeries. Yep. And then you have Mandani who's destroying New York City.
Fucked it proper.
It's crazy to me. But the thing is, that's what liberals do. And like I've said, if they have the gay vote, they think they'll do great. But unfortunately, there's a lot of gay people who are waking up and who are tired of the bullshit, because at the end of the day, I want to be left alone. Like, I want to live my life and not have, and honestly, like I voted for Trump all 3 times. You know, I was never active when I voted for him the first 2 times. People knew I voted for him, but I never really spoke on it. You know, 3rd time I was making videos. I was like super proud. And the day he won, it's funny. I did a video to a Taylor Swift song to piss everyone off because I knew it would. And it's funny because I remember when I voted for him the 3rd time, and I remember him winning that day. It was such a breath of fresh air for the United States.
It was.
But I also remember how many people were texting me, fuck you, you're a fucking bigot. These were friends of mine at the time.
Really?
Actual friends, not just social media people. These were actual good friends of mine. And I'm like, I've been talking about this for the past 3 or 4 years about how I support Trump and my politics. And all of a sudden, you're upset.
To the degree that they're willing to lose the friendship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I used to be very pro-Israel, you know, like, and there's a reason behind it. One of my best friends, his sister was murdered on October 7th at the Nova Festival. And I was very pro-Israel during that time. Obviously, I'm over that bullshit. I'm tired of us funding wars. Like, I'm sorry, we need to take care of our own people before we deal with anyone else.
Thank you.
And,
I agree.
You know, during that time, I lost friends because they're like, I cannot believe you're not standing with Palestine. I'm like, standing with Palestine? I was like, you don't even know why I'm standing with Israel. I was like, if I went to Palestine, I would be murdered for who I am.
Oh, but gays for Palestine.
Exactly. Like, I'm sorry. There was literally it was Pride in Tel Aviv, like last week, massive Pride festival. Like, if you're gay and you go to Israel, they love you there. Like, but it's crazy. If you go to Gaza, you would get beheaded. You get thrown off a building. So why would you support people that want nothing to do with you?
Yes, I don't understand that at all. Yeah, that was so bananas to me. Yeah.
But like and it's interesting because one of my good friends, Paris, it's funny. She's very well known in the rave scene for her crazy outfits, just like her demeanor. She's never talked about politics until I started talking about it. And she's Iranian. And she reached out to me and she's like, I just want to say thank you, you know, for standing with like the people of Iran, you know? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you're kind of telling their stories, you know, like even though you're not from Iran. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck who you are. No one needs a regime running a country, you know, like a normal person would not be okay with that. And then you have these liberals who are like, no, they don't need to be bombed. We need these regime running. I'm like, you people are fucking nuts. Like,
regardless of what's happening in these other countries, and Canada is notorious for this right now. Like, it's so bad. Like, we have veterans that are being offered MAID. Do you know what MAID is?
No.
Fuck. Okay. So MAID is called medically assisted suicide, essentially, right?
Wow.
I believe medically assisted. Anyway,
and
so
that's
basically,
going on in Canada.
Oh yeah, buddy. So I had a guest on the show, I believe it was last week it aired, that veterans, instead of getting health for PTSD, they'll offer a MAID. They'll offer to kill them, right? So now, I believe we're almost at, what's the number, Aaron? 300,000 people have gotten MAID in Canada.
That gave me chills.
Right. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to expand it to people that have mental illness. And I'm not talking mental illness. I'm talking depression or anxiety. So recently someone was given MAID because they have seasonal depression.
80,000 last 8 years.
Wow, I thought we were bad here.
And that doesn't include 2025 or 26.
Yeah, I believe 25 and 26 have a massive number. I believe we're at the 300,000 range. So in the last 2 years, it's skyrocketed, right? And listen, if you have a critical illness and you don't want to suffer through the pain, I get it, man.
Yeah.
But when there was a gentleman who chose MAID because he couldn't afford rent.
Okay.
How fucked up is that? We have people that are struggling, you know, groceries food is so costly in Canada. there's an entire generation of people right now in Canada that will never be able to afford a house.
And it's crazy because like living here, everyone's like, oh, Canada's such a great country. And then
Fuck off.
I'm like, damn.
No, right? Everyone's like, free healthcare.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you want to go to the hospital and wait 12 hours in the hospital?
Wow.
We have people dying in the fucking hallways because they're not being seen. So with Perfect Sports, I have a couple of doctors on the advisory board, and they're like, it is so bad, right? Doctors are overworked, they're underpaid, much like there are police officers. And it's so bad, but we're so quick to give out money to every other country.
For sure.
Take care of your shit first,
Agreed.
right? And that extends to the United States.
I
People in
agree.
the States should be caring for the United States.
should.
People in Canada should take care of Canada. When we're disco and everything is fucking nice, then you could start being charitable. But
sure.
why do the people of that country have to suffer because we are trying to look good on the global stage? Fucking Mark Carney is notorious for that.
Wow.
The motherfucker I think we've given, $66 billion to Ukraine?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have veterans that are being offered aid on the street,
Agreed.
can't live. You have the crime escalating like a motherfucker. We're bringing all these fucking immigrants into Canada. Listen, that's why I'm getting the fuck out of Canada.
Yeah.
And I had people tell me, why are you leaving Canada? Because it's shit.
And it's so funny because like from what I hear, everyone's like, oh, I'm moving to Canada. It's better. So
The
it's
fuck you are.
interesting.
Yeah. You're going to get fucked majorly on taxes.
Wow.
Right? And I say this all the time in the podcast. I pay 54% tax.
Wow.
Right. What's your sales tax in California?
Well, where I live is a little bit more different.
Yeah.
I think we're almost at 10%.
Yeah, we're at 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
Damn.
yeah, our property taxes are through the roof.
Fuck.
If you drive a car over a certain amount, then you have to pay a special tax.
Wow.
If your house is over, like if you have certain crown molding, if you have over a certain amount of bathrooms, then you have to pay a luxury tax on your house.
That is, wow.
Yeah. Like it's no fucking joke. Plus, having a gun in Canada, like we were talking out there about Carmelo and about in California, you're not allowed to carry a gun, right?
You can, but it's very hard to get. So you can't carry, but you can own guns. There's like there's like a huge like thing about it. So what a lot of people do is they'll go get a license in like Nevada and then come back. But like for example, like here's a great example. If someone breaks into your house in California, you can kill them as long as it's in your house.
Yeah,
so,
we can't do that.
So there was a huge case in LA. And,
it's called castle law, what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have that.
There was a gentleman who someone broke into his house and his wife and his kid were there. He wasn't home yet. So he was on his way home. He basically shot the guy outside of his property. So now there's like a case against him for it because they're like, well, sorry, it wasn't on your property. So because someone could have murdered his wife and his son, raped his wife, whatever the situation was, he was not allowed to protect them.
Yeah.
And that's literally how California works.
And we're worse than that.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, there was a time when the police officer chief went on TV and said, you know what? In order to minimize violence, leave your car keys at the front of the house. So when someone breaks in, they just take your keys and they leave.
Wow.
Yeah. How fucked up is that? We have no rights to protect ourselves. You assault someone. I mean, there are circumstances now where it has changed.
For sure.
But for the most part, the law states that you are not allowed to have deadly force upon someone else.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Someone breaks in your house and they fall down the stairs, they can sue you. Someone breaks into your house and your dog attacks them, they can sue you.
Wow.
Yeah. So Canada was a great country.
No wonder why you're leaving. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. The weather here is better.
Yeah.
You can carry here. I just find people are nicer because the weather's nice all fucking year.
Not all of the United States people are nice. I mean, they're definitely nicer in the red states. And I've been to most,
I agree.
I've been to most states in the United States. And maybe like, I feel like when I was younger, I didn't really realize that. But now that I'm older, I mean, you can literally, I feel like shit this year. I mean, I've been on the East Coast at least like once a month for like every year. I mean, once a month since it's been 2026, and people here on the East Coast they're so much friendlier. I mean, even great example, when I was wearing my MAGA hat in Nashville on the street, I was getting looks, but nothing too crazy. And then I got a lot of high fives. Like I literally wore it to a country concert in Nashville. Okay. I saw Chris Stapleton and Lainey Wilson.
Great song.
I hate Chris Stapleton. He's a huge
you know
liberal.
what? I didn't know that, but I do love
He
the
literally
song.
started I actually left after this. He's like, if you support Trump, get the fuck out of the stadium. What did half of the stadium do? They left.
I do like his song White Horse though.
He has some good songs, but like I've said, I feel like these celebrities stick to your craft. No one gives a fuck about your politics.
Elvis Presley said it best.
Yeah.
You know, he was asked about what he thought about the Vietnam War, and he's like, you know, honey, I'm an entertainer. I just rather keep my opinion to myself. That's what you should do. You should not see, here's the thing though, right? What I was gonna say next is celebrities should not use their political platform their platform of power to talk about politics. But isn't that what we're doing?
True.
Right? How fucked is that?
There's also a little bit different. I mean, look at a celebrity. They have millions of people who are paying for their bills, okay? You know, you have these people who are buying their concert tickets. You have whatever, their merch, whatever. Okay, like, I'm just speaking as a normal person, you know? Like,
but you're not a normal person, though. You have a notoriety. You have a platform. You have hundreds of thousands of followers. So, and I'm just playing devil's advocate because here I am shit talking fucking Robert De Niro for talking fuck Trump. He's a mud. I punch him in the face. First of all, you old cunt. You're not punching anybody. Okay. You're going to have a heart attack if you do.
Yeah.
Secondly, but then here I am saying, you know, I think Joe Biden was brain dead. I think Gavin Newsom is a shit cunt. So I'm being hypocritical though.
There's also a little bit different though. You can think those, but you would also never wish death on them.
No, that's true.
That's one thing. He's like, I mean, there's a lot of politicians that I hate, but I would never wish death on them because at the end of the day, like, yes, they may be affecting my life, but I'll never engage with that person personally. And I think that's the difference between conservatives and liberals is like, you'll have these liberals who hate Donald Trump so much that they will wish death on him. I never, even when they found out Joe Biden was sick, I made a video, you know, I hope he gets better. I never wished death on him because at the end of the day, that's your karma. You know, like you can talk all this shit about someone. But
you believe in karma?
I do. I genuinely do.
To what degree?
Great example. One of my best friends, she died in a boating accident 7 years ago. Probably one of the sweetest people on the planet.
Okay.
She always said that she never wanted to get old. Okay. She died at 25, drop dead gorgeous. She was very conservative. Her grandfather was actually the mayor of San Francisco at one point. Huh. So she grew up in a very conservative household, pretty wealthy, but she never did any of that. Like she was a very individualist versus her family. And I think her karma was the fact that she always said, I'm going to die young. Like genuinely.
But do you not think that sort of fulfillment? Because I do believe, like I have a very, very strict mentality of what I will allow my mind to engage in. I do not engage in weakness. I do not engage. And I'm not to say that I'm this fucking superhuman robot where I turn off my emotions. I just do not think it's healthy to think negatively about yourself.
True.
Right? Like if I do something stupid, I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. I do not. And I don't let people around me talk like that either. You know, I'll have someone say, I'm an idiot. Don't say that about yourself. Okay. So I think, and I've said this many times, that if you have been blessed, for example, you have achieved a certain amount of success that most people have not.
For sure.
Okay. With that gives you a certain amount of power that others do not have. You've also gained financially from this position. So would you say that you're blessed in your life?
Yeah, honestly.
As you should.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like I've definitely had my hardships, you know, like.
As does everybody.
Like I always thought I was like the black sheep in my family, you know, and that was me thinking that. Like, you know, like my parents would ground me for the stupidest shit if I got like a bad grade. Why did they do that? Because they wanted me to do better in life, you know? But when you're young, especially when you're in high school, you're like, wow, you know, my parents hate me. They don't want this. But honestly, my parents wanted the best for me. And I think that's the problem, especially with like newer generations is like they have so much self-entitlement. And especially, actually, let me rephrase this. American people have self-entitlement.
Fucking North American people. Canadians are just as bad, bro.
You can go to another country, like you can go to Africa and see how they are living the most shittiest life, but you come here and you have kids who get upset. Mom, why didn't you buy me that tablet? Why didn't you do this? While there's literally kids in Africa who cry when you hand them over a tab of paper or a pencil.
So do you think that stems from just our, you know, in Canada, I believe we're looking at banning social media for kids under, is it 16 or 12, Aaron?
France just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think 60.
here's the interesting thing. And somebody messaged me this morning. So they're banning X in Australia and France,
interesting.
but they're not banning something called Blue Sky, I believe.
Do you know what Blue Sky is?
I didn't. And then I'm like, what the fuck is
Do you know
Blue
what it
Sky?
is now?
I do now. So go ahead, say it.
So Blue Sky became really big during COVID. It basically became like gay Twitter is kind of like, that's what it originally started as.
Yeah.
So when it originally started, it was invite only. I was like one of the original people invited.
Huh.
And what happened was all these people who, because at the time there was a lot of shit you couldn't post on Twitter. So all these people who wanted to do OnlyFans, they're like, well, how am I going to get my shit out? You know?
Right.
So then Blue Sky came around. So all these gay creators went on there, started posting everything on there. At the time, you couldn't post videos. I think you could only post photos.
Yeah.
And then once Elon Musk bought X, all those liberals who talked all this shit about X went over there.
Yes.
And it's literally a liberal cesspool is what it is.
That's what I've heard.
And so is Threads, if you've ever gone on Threads.
Oh, buddy. Threads
The
is
worst.
so, fuck me, dude. It's so toxic.
Horrible.
I didn't know that. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I'm not really well-versed in
Yeah.
any of this social media shit. And I started posting on Threads and I started getting attacked. And I'm looking at all these people and people will come out and make a statement that is so
Yep,
vile.
exactly.
Right? I'm like, are you purposely
Yeah.
asking people to attack you?
Exactly.
Because you'll say shit that I'm like, you have to be inviting a fight.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I do not understand how
I
that
mean,
shit goes down.
In the past couple of days, I mean, people were literally making AI images of them pissing on Austin Metcalf's grave.
I saw that. You
Like,
fucking pricks.
I'm like, this is what society has come to. And it's interesting because the first person who did it was a 40-year-old man, and he actually got exposed. People found out who he was. It was like this huge thing. And I'm like, you're a 40-year-old man who AI'd yourself pissing on a 17-year-old kid's grave who was murdered. And you think that's phenomenal. Like, you have to be fucking demented
but
for
what
that.
the problem is that's going to get celebrated. There's going to be a
You're
certain
100% right.
right. So I don't get it. Right. You're what you did is vile. Right. Because, and again, I say this and I've said this, if the roles were reversed and it was a white kid that killed a black man,
Yeah.
this shit story would be all different.
100%
Right?
right.
But now you have that motherfucker who's probably a loser in life.
Yeah.
He's looking for attention. He's probably unaccomplished, unintelligent. He posts that video.
Yep.
He gets all sorts of attention. And he's like, wow, this
Well,
is great.
The interesting thing that you say that. So my friend who was killed in the boating accident, so that was in 2019. The case finalized this year. And the interesting part about it was the guy who killed her, he was a drunk driver. He was literally on social media making TikToks the whole time, had no remorse. And I'm like, you literally killed someone and you're literally on social media making fucking TikToks.
They only have remorse when they get caught.
Exactly. These people don't give a fuck. Like,
Yep.
they genuinely do not care.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the George Floyd, Derek Chauvin situation. You know, my brother was a cop, you know, like he told me that was not an illegal move he did on me.
Buddy, I studied jujitsu,
Yeah.
okay? I've had many a knee on my neck.
Yeah.
It sucks. It does not kill you.
Yeah.
If you can speak, you can breathe.
Exactly.
That motherfucker had so much fentanyl. I believe they
Exactly.
said he had so much fentanyl it would have killed an elephant.
It's insane.
Right,
But
right.
They glorify this shit.
Right. But you said you endorsed the BLM movement.
I did because of what the media was doing. You know, I was out there protesting. I was protesting in San Francisco.
Okay.
I actually went to one of the biggest protests that the US has ever seen. It was literally covering the streets of San Francisco. It was cool that I went. I mean, it was horrible for the reason I went because obviously I don't have those views anymore. But, you know, like at that point, I mean, there was cops around there like, you're a fucking pig, all this. And I'm like, at that point, I was just like, you know, like, wow, like, you know, I only saw what the media was pushing out. Like, I didn't know that this man was such a bad man. You know, like he literally pushed a pregnant woman down a flight of stairs.
He had a gun to her belly.
Yeah, like,
But they erected statues in this motherfucker's
Exactly.
name.
And it's crazy to me.
Yep.
Like, you literally want to glorify someone who was a criminal, but then you have Charlie Kirk who used this fucking voice. And no offense, name one liberal or any commentator that will have a conversation with conservatives and let them have a voice.
Yep.
You can't name one.
Right.
And he lost his life because of that.
That's right.
And
Yep.
it's crazy because you have also most of these people who have talked shit about Charlie in the 9 months had no clue who he was until he was murdered.
Yep. Fair enough.
And it's just, it's insane that you can glorify someone being murdered and you watched it and laughed at it. Yet when George Floyd lost his life, oh, he didn't deserve it. You know, he was this saint, an angel.
The facts dictate otherwise, right? When Charlie Kirk was murdered, the diatribe that came out so quickly afterward was that Charlie Kirk was racist.
Yeah.
Okay. Show me some evidence of that.
Literally in September, every single day I took one of his videos about, there were some videos of him like talking about like transgenderism and being gay and all this. And I had to show those videos. It's crazy. Actually, that was my largest growth in social media history. From September 1st till his assassination was the 10th. So from September 11th till September 31st, I gained 100,000 followers.
Motherfucker.
Because of the videos I was posting, I had to be like, as a gay man, I had to defend him. And it's sad that I had to defend him because he wasn't homophobic. He wasn't racist. Did he agree who was in my bed? No. But why should he? Like, I'm sorry, no one needs to know who's in my bed. I don't need to know who's in your bed. So why do you have to throw that in people's faces?
The issue I have with like people are so quick to state their religious belief, Christ is king, but then they turn around and be the most judgmental.
For sure.
So for example, there's you might know him, Troy, right? He's a good friend of Ant's, right?
Okay.
So we did an interview. It actually came out today.
Okay.
So he made a statement about something about religion.
Yeah.
And people were lighting him up on the feed. And somebody actually had the audacity, because he has a zoo, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking dope as shit.
I was literally just talking to Ian about him.
Yeah. I dig Troy. He's a solid dude, right?
Yeah.
And he cares for so many animals and alligators and crocodiles and
love that.
lemur. Oh, buddy, we'll go.
Yeah.
Okay? Next time we're down, we'll
For
go up to
sure.
Troy. Anyway, somebody had the fucking nerve to say, I'm going to come there and I'm going to fucking kill your animals and blah, blah, blah.
I literally dealt with that also.
Yep.
I mean, back in October, there was someone who DM'd me, and at first I didn't take it seriously, but I was like, I'm going to. This person literally DM'd me and said they're going to find out where I live, tie me up, and kill both of my dogs in front of me.
What kind of dogs you got?
I have a Belgian Malinois who's a pain in the ass.
Oh, that's a good dog.
Love her to death, but...
Did you see George, Ant's George?
No. I was at his shop, so I haven't seen it. Does he have a Belgian too?
He has a Malinois, does he not?
I don't know what's called, but it's big.
It's a big fucking dog.
Well, the problem with her is like, we paid a big amount to put her through training. She's still a demon. She's literally a raptor. So, but I have two very opposite dogs. I have a Belgian Malinois, and then I have a full breed collie. My collie's and they're both girls. I've never had two girls at the same time.
Yeah.
I've always had a girl and a boy, or two boys and a girl. And they're both very opposite. My Belgian running around the back, when I take her on a walk, we go on like 4-mile walks. Like, she is insane. And then Tesla, yes, her name is Tesla.
Oh, no, I dig Teslas. I got one.
She wants to stay home, relax on the couch. Like, princess, if it's literally 70 degrees outside, yeah, I'm not going outside. Aurora, all day, all night. Beautiful. They're just, but they're phenomenal
Dogs are the best, though. Dogs are the best.
They are.
Yeah.
And
we've got 5.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love animals, dude. Yeah. I just, to me,
Same.
that is the closest example of God that I've ever seen.
I actually prefer animals over humans.
Me too.
I have two dogs, and then I have an African cicada tortoise who's like this big.
Dude,
And
we got to
then
go
I
to
have-
Troy.
And then I have an iguana that's like this big.
Nice. I used to have an iguana. I have a scarlet macaw now, though.
Cool.
Yeah, I love animals. Yeah, like fuck. I was so chilled because we were driving here, and Danny's like, and I saw a fucking iguana running across the street.
Wow.
I'm like, look at that, right? Because you guys don't have squirrels down here. Do you? Do you guys have squirrels?
We have squirrels in California.
Right. Is there squirrels here? Yeah. Right. So I was like so chuffed because I saw an iguana running across the street. I'm like, look how fucking awesome that is.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love animals.
Dude, yeah. You'll love Troy's, man. He's got fucking all these
That's
animals.
what I heard.
Yes. Right. So listen, if I've got beef with you to come after your animals.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You literally have to be demonic to go after someone's animal and have that much hate towards them.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting because we were talking about this earlier. There was a video that went viral probably like 3 weeks ago, and I did a reaction to it. This lady literally has her chihuahua. She throws it across the street, And then the Chihuahua, even after she threw it, comes back to her, gives her love. She literally picks the Chihuahua up, throws it in the trash can. And this, I'm just like, how could you be an animal owner and be that hateful? And the sad thing is, the local veterinarians, they found it. The lady was charged. The dog died. And it's just.
See, to me, that bitch should be charged with murder.
I agree. And it's actually in Florida too.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. It was this huge Latina lady that just like, I'm sorry. Like, I hope she's an illegal, so they deport her at the end of the day. And I never say that. Just like I
wish worse than that.
Like I'm so sick of these people being so hateful to animals. And then there was that video recently in Hawaii where there's a sea lion and the guy's chucking rocks at it.
And the motherfucker's like, I got money. I can afford.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's literally swimming in the ocean, not even bugging you.
Yep.
I just don't understand how you could be hateful towards a fucking animal.
Oh yeah. I wish violence upon these people. Yeah.
I agree.
That might not be something I should say, but I wish
I agree.
violence. And I would love to be the one to do that. And I'd have no problem, no remorse, no guilt, nothing. You hurt an animal. I don't like bullies.
Yeah.
You hurt an animal, you hurt someone weaker than you hurt a woman, anybody weaker.
Agreed.
Then you deserve pain.
Agreed. I agree.
All right, brother. I don't know if I can. This is the first show, so can I reach across?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do it. All right, buddy. Thank you so much for coming, and that was a great conversation.
I agree.
Thank you, man. But we got to go to Troy's, man. You'll fucking love it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna come back in December.
Oh yeah, perfect. I'll be down here by then.
With this heat again.
California's not this bad.
No, it's super dry here. So like California is just like normal heat, you know. But also, I live in the Bay Area, so it's like we maybe peak once in a blue moon, like 90s.
Yeah.
You know, so like I honestly love the Bay Area because of the weather.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a shithole. Like it's gone downhill, and that's why I'm aiming at Nashville now. Like there's something, and you actually had Barbie Porter on your show.
Yes.
So I'm actually hanging out with her while I'm there. I haven't met her yet, but she's wild.
Nice. Yeah, she's cool. Her story, if you watch the podcast, her story is heartbreaking.
Okay.
But you know what? That is a testament of someone who went through the shit.
Yeah.
And instead of letting it break you, she came out on the other side.
Yeah.
And that to me is power.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Have
you been in Nashville?
I was supposed to go with that group that went down, but we had some podcasts booked, and I thought Nashville was proper fucked at that time with that ice storm, and I didn't think we could get out.
For sure.
Right? And so I pulled out. But
it's a fun city.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you walk in, and it's funny because I mean, I've partied all over the world. I've partied, but like, there's just something about like being in a city where people are just cool and they're just like down to earth, and you know, like everyone there is literally just there to drink and listen to music. You know, like when you're in Miami, I mean, people love to party in Miami, but it's very like, oh, here's the social circle, here's this, here's that. Nashville's not like that. And it's very affordable. I mean,
I've heard.
It's funny. Like I met this couple actually from Louisiana, huge Trump supporters. And we just started talking, and they own like 4 boutique hotels in New Orleans. And they told me they're like, whenever you want to come out, we'll take care of you. I'm like, cool. But then we started talking, and we were just buying drinks left and right. And I think we did we each took about like 6 shots each, and I bought them, they bought me or whatever. And I get my bill. It was like $100. And I'm like, if this was in Vegas, it'd be like $300-400. So
I don't like Vegas. You know what?
It's trash now.
Yeah. I mean, again, because there's conventions that we have to go to in Vegas. You know, the food is good, but there's good food everywhere.
Yeah.
Hotels are nice, good to look at, but really,
really gone downhill.
Yeah.
Ever since I mean, I would say COVID did it in, but it's really trashy now. I mean,
I'm not a big fan. In fact, we were discussing this on the way in about Vegas. Like Jax has never been there, so I thought I would take her just for the experience. But there's nothing about it.
I mean,
I'd rather be by the ocean.
You say she likes trash TV.
She fucking does, dude.
I would take her because Lisa Vanderpump just opened up a hotel in Vegas, and it's insane.
All right.
So, I mean, I always say do Vegas at least once.
I agree. So you need to experience it.
There's a lot of cool places in Vegas you could do, but I mean, if you want to do Vegas, I would actually recommend either staying at the new Fontainebleau, gorgeous hotel, or even Resorts World. Or if you do want to stay on the Strip, stay at the Wynn. The Wynn's gorgeous.
That's where I stayed. That's where you stayed last, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wynn's beautiful. It's a great hotel.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like once, twice, okay, I've done it, but I've been there so many fucking times. It doesn't, it's okay.
Well, if you guys go, definitely check out the Sphere.
Yes.
The shows at the Sphere are fucking...
Aaron just went. You saw the Backstreet Boys, right?
How was it?
Incredible.
I'm thinking of going in August to see them.
Yeah, I like the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. I'm an NSYNC fan, but...
Really?
Yeah.
Over Backstreet? Did you ever hear a group called Westlife?
I do.
Oh,
yeah.
The best.
Yeah. They were pretty big in the early 2000s.
Yes. I this is going way the fuck off topic. Yeah, but yeah, like I was a huge boy band fan. Everything fucking from Westlife to fucking NSYNC to Backstreet Boys to even these obscure fucking bands. I just
we had good music in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
Like
how old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay, so fuck, dude. Like I go back to the 70s for like the Partridge Family and fucking Rex Smith and Rick Springfield and all these guys like that. George Michael, fucking Wham. Wow. Yeah. But this is the way things went.
I love that.
Anyway, brother, thank you so much.
For sure.
And we're out.